the other product research tool I wanted to show you was the extension. And so this button says view on Amazon. This will take me straight to the listing on Amazon itself. I'm going to jump over to another tab. And Vova, do you see my other tab, or is it still in Jungle Scout one?
Now we see cactus. Cactus magnets.
Okay, good. Yeah. So I did a search earlier on Amazon for cactus magnets. And as you can see here, well, actually, I want to close the extension first because it's blocking our view. We'll get into that in just a moment. When I do a search on Amazon for a product, we get all these results here. And if you have installed the Jungle Scout Chrome or Mozilla Firefox browser plugins, then when you log into them, you would be able to see these little widgets underneath each listing here. And these give you some really great information at a glance for this seller. So we can see that they're selling about 47 of these. The brand is Oifly. They're doing about 3 sales per day. It's generating about $352 in monthly revenue. We can see their net profit per sale and the fees they're paying to Amazon. And then also the little orange icon, FBA, that tells me that they're using Amazon's fulfillment services. If it says AMZ, then that is that Amazon is the one selling it. And when it says one seller, that means that only one person owns this listing and there's no one else competing on this listing. That's probably because these are all sold by private label brands, but sometimes people will resell existing brands products on Amazon, and you'll see that there's multiple sellers all on one listing. And so in that case, they're all competing for that buy button by trying to offer the lowest price or having the most positive reviews. So that's what the seller number refers to. Now, if I actually click on the Jungle Scout extension button, it opens this pop-up here. And this is going to give me some aggregate data for all of the products on this first page of search results. So we can see that on average, all of these cactus magnets, I think it said that the average number of monthly sales is about 536. The average selling price is about $9.38. Jungle Scout offers you this opportunity score to give you a little idea of whether this could be a good opportunity. One thing I want to really point out is people will often really focus on this number, but they don't understand that sometimes the search has turned up products that are really not relevant to the keyword. In this case, my search was very broad, so I'm getting all kinds of sets of cactus magnets. Like this one has 16 pieces, this one has 24. So this comparison is comparing apples to oranges. It would be better if I were to search for something more specific and then what could be irrelevant products from the table. And as I refine that list, then all of this data will change in real time and that opportunity score would change. So sometimes people get discouraged. They feel like nothing they are looking at has a good opportunity score. They just haven't learned that they need to you just, if you save it as a CSV file, you could even do a screenshot, and Jungle Scout will blur out all of the sensitive information like the product names and the brand names and stuff. It'll be just the numbers, so that way, if you're part of any kind of community online and you want to ask for people's advice on this opportunity, they can analyze the numbers with you without seeing the product idea and stealing your idea. So I really like that part of our extension. And then from the extension as well, you can add the products to the product tracker. You can also go to our keyword research tool or look for a supplier in Jungle Scout supplier database. And I'm going to show those tools later in this demo. But this is our extension, and it works in tandem with the product database because it gives you real-time info. So if I come back and I do this search later today, it's possible that Amazon's algorithm will move the products around. If I were to change the search term slightly, it's going to give me different results. So if you're seeing a discrepancy between the extension and the database, it's only because the extension is real-time results and the product database, it refreshes a little bit less often. So this is Jungle Scout's extension, really useful tool for doing research on the fly as you are browsing Amazon to kind of get an idea whether a niche represents a good opportunity or not, or whether the product is too competitive, or whether it looks like there's not that many people selling. I think the extension is my favorite tool of all the ones that we use because I find it to be the most useful. And then product database is more for getting inspiration and seeing what's out there. And then from here is where I'll go do a search on Amazon and then, see if there's an opportunity to be found. Now, before I go to the product tracker, the one other tool I want to show you. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to mention that in the description, we're going to leave a link to download the extension. So if people want to see, actually, if they want to work with it, we're going to have a link to download it. And I'll say that the basic plan of Jungle Scout is the plan that grants full access to the extension. Of course, the basic plan is the first plan. It has less of the other Jungle Scout tools, but for a beginner
Right.
who's just interested in like researching products, understanding what's going on. So it's definitely included in the basic plan. And also I'll link in the description a video that I have a video on the channel that compares like the basic, suite, and the professional plan. And kind of in that video, I explain which plan is good for whom. So maybe for a beginner, basic plan would be better, or a suite, and professionals maybe for a bit bigger sellers that need more access to data, or even beginners who want to just get more access to data. So, but yeah, man, it's a pretty awesome tool, and you can play with it.
Yeah, and I wanted to point out that it is included in all of our Jungle Scout memberships. It's not like it's a separate subscription. It's technically a little bit of a different tool since you have to install it in your browser, but it's part of your membership. It's not like an extra thing that you have to buy.